Now, we're dividing a decimal with tenths by a whole number. But when we do that, we'll get a remainder, so we'll need to extend our dividend into further place values. So first, we have 6.2 divided by 5. We can set this out as a short division, and we need to remember to copy up the decimal point into our answer. Now 6 divided by 5 is 1 remainder 1, but then we get 12 divided by 5 in the tenths, and 12 divided by 5 is 2 remainder 2. So what we need to do is extend our dividend with a 0 so that we have a digit to write the 2 in front of. And we can do that because 6.20 is the same as 6.2, so we haven't changed the question. But now we can divide 20 by 5, and that's 4, so our answer is 1.24. Now we have 9.7 divided by 4. We copy up our decimal point. 9 divided by 4 is 2 remainder 1, and 17 divided by 4 is 4 remainder 1. So we need to extend with a 0 so that we have a digit to write our remainder in front of. Now 10 divided by 4 is 2 remainder 2. So we need another 0, so another digit to write our remainder in front of. And we can do this because 9.700 is the same as 9.7, so we haven't changed the question. But now 20 divided by 4 is 5, so our answer is 2.425. Finally, we have 7.1 divided by 2. We copy up our decimal point. 7 divided by 2 is 3 remainder 1. 11 divided by 2 is 5 remainder 1, so we extend with a 0 so that we have a digit to write our remainder in front of. Now 10 divided by 2 is 5, so our answer is 3.55. Now let's have a look at this first question again. We had 6.2, so that's 6 ones and 2 tenths, and we were dividing by 5, so we can split these place value counters into 5 groups. First we did 6 divided by 5, and that was 1 remainder 1, because we can share out 5 of these ones to give us 1 in each group, but then we have 1 as our remainder. We could write that in front of the tenths digit because 1 whole is the same as 10 tenths, so that gives us 12 tenths. But when we divide the 12 tenths, we can have 2 in each group, so that's why 2 is the tenths digit of our answer. But then we have a remainder 2. So here we extended 6.2 into the hundredths, and we could do that because 2 tenths is the same as 20 hundredths. So now when we share out those hundredths, we get 4 hundredths in each group with nothing left to share out, so that's why our answer is 1.24. Then we had 9.7, so 9 ones and 7 tenths, and we were dividing by 4. 9 divided by 4 is 2 remainder 1, because we can share out the ones so that we have 2 in each group, but then we have 1 left over. We could write that in front of our tenths digit because 1 whole is the same as 10 tenths, so then that gives us 17 tenths. We can share out those tenths with 4 tenths in each group, so that's 4 in the tenths digit of our answer, but then we have 1 remaining tenth. So we extended 9.7 to 9.70, and we could do that because 1 tenth is the same as 10 hundredths. Now we can share out 8 of those hundredths, and we have 2 hundredths in each group, so that's why we have 2 in the hundredths digit of our answer. But now, what can we do with these 2 remaining hundredths? Well, what we did was extended with another 0, so into the thousandths, and 2 hundredths is the same as 20 thousandths. So when we share those out, we get 5 thousandths in each group to give us our answer 2.425. Finally, we had 7.1, so 7 ones and 1/10, and we were dividing by 2. We can share out 6 of these ones to give us 3 ones in each group, so that's why there's a 3 in the ones digit of our answer. We can write the remainder in front of the tenths because 1 1 is the same as 10 tenths. That gives us 11 tenths. When we share those out, we have 5 tenths in each group, so that's why there's a 5 in the tenths digit of our answer. But we wrote the remainder in front of a 0 in the hundredths digit to give us 10 hundredths. And that makes sense because 1/10 is the same as 10 hundredths. So now we can share out those 10 hundredths to give us 5 hundredths in each group and nothing left to share out. So our answer is 3.55.